Hello YouTube. So today is January 6, 2026, and we'll be doing a trade recap of my 10 Apex PA accounts. So currently where we're sitting at, have a 94-day win. That means out of 49 trading days, I only lost 3. Trade win 54%, 107. I was 90. Break evens 2. Okay. So today we made $314. Yesterday $300. So let's look at these trades. So this was the first trade. 4 trades today. Okay. So first trade. So these were my zones. Okay. So first trade, it was a long. I lost $5 on it. 2 contracts, MAQ. Right. Average entry 25,641. So let's go. Let's look at the time. Matters also. 9:35. 9:35. 25,641. 9:35. Which is 8:35. It was this one right here. Okay. So I'll risk 100 ticks. My stop loss would have been anywhere around here. And I exited at 25,640, which is right around here basically. So what happened on this trade? Okay. What happened? I got in a bass. So if we go to replay mode, okay, this was the zone, right? So what happened? Pay attention. It went up and closed above this zone. This candle right here closed here, and I went in a bass on this candle to catch it all the way up there to make 260 ticks, because I was gonna play it from this zone to this zone, from here to here. Okay. So this was a 4-hour AOI, even though it had filled it, came back on it, right? So this candle, green candle, gave me confirmation. It closed above it and came back and retested, and I went in. Now during this trade, I had made more than $100. I decided to keep holding it. But why did I keep holding it? Because I wanted to play from zone to zone. But while I kept holding it, I had put my stop at 0, so I wouldn't lose no money. So that's why I was only down $5, because of slippage and whatever, because it won't take you out exactly at 0. So you will lose a couple of dollars or make a couple of dollars because of slippage, or so I moved my stop at 0. So how was this trade? Let's analyze this trade. What type of rating would I give this trade right here? I say execution, everything was good. It really wasn't no bad trade, because I was just trying to keep holding it. So I give it a 4. But why would I give it a 4 is because a 4-point start is because this was my first trade. Nah, I actually give it a 5 because, I didn't do no violation or nothing. Like, if I felt like it's gonna keep going and I made $100, I could have made $237, right? And only risked $100, and only risked $0 because I had moved my stop at 0. So it's not a bad trade. So it was not a bad trade. Alright. Because of a 4-hour AOI. What does AOI mean? Area of interest, okay? Point. I was up 100 ticks, which is $100 and more, and chose to hold the trade after putting my stop loss at break even. Period. Violation none, cookies none. Violation none. Cookies perfect trade. Perfect trade, just didn't get the outcome I wanted. In my favor. Period. Okay. Okay. Simple. That was a good trade. It just didn't work out. That's a 5. I rated a 5 out of 5. A fast stop trade. Okay. First trade. Plus, it was the first trade of the day. And I waited after 8:35. So yeah. Great trade. Now, trade number 2. Lost $100. Let's see what happened here. I went in the longs, again 2 contracts, 25 at 940, 25,643. Okay, 940. So it was this candle. It was this candle right here. I went in the longs again at what? At 25,643. Again, yep. I think I played the zone again, yep. And exited at 25,617. 25,617. Right here. So after that trade came back and took me out to break even, and it came here and came back up. As soon as it came back to the zone, I went in the buys again, 2 contracts, trying to get all this money again, right? And what it do? It end up taking me out before shooting up. So Was that a wrong trade? No, I just took the trade again because after it took me out to break even, went down, came back, I just went back in. So, you know, because that was the right thing to do. So, exit time at 9:41. So, also, this was not a bad trade. I'm actually going to copy the same thing from here because I'm just following my strategy. I can get out the trade and get back in because sometimes you just put your stop. If I could have put my stop basically anywhere from all the way down here, but I'm only risking 100 ticks no matter what. Okay, so that's something I'll keep going back in if it present opportunity after opportunity. Okay, so I took this trade because of 4-hour AOI. I'll just type it. I took this trade. I took the same trade from last time. Trade from last trade because it took me out, went below the 4-hour AOI and came back above it. So was there anything wrong with this trade? Violations? No. None. Cookies. Perfect trade. Again, it didn't work out, but it was a perfect trade. I follow my rules and all that. So, perfect trade. A trade can be perfect even if you don't make money. It just didn't work out in my favor. Simple. Right? That's it, that's all. It's like you're flipping a coin. It won't, even if you follow your rules and all that, it still won't work. You know? So, just gotta keep your simple. Ended up losing $105. So now at this point, I'm only down $110. Okay. Now next trade, 9:43. Now this trade, and it's 6 contracts. I made $291, but because I was down $110, that put me at like around 187. I remember I was around $187 in profit. Okay, so 6 contracts. I played the long. Contracts traded, 6 contracts, right? At 9:43, 25,637. 9:40, 25, 9:43. So 25,637. 25,637. Yep, right at this, because the zone is at 25,638, right? 638. So 25,637, right below it. So when it came down here, it started back going up. This the move I had caught. I could have kept holding it all day. This the move I had caught, and I exited at 25,662. 25,662 right here. Now this was 101 ticks because I was in 6 contracts. That's what, $300 in profit. So about there, okay? So, and I was only risking 100 ticks, which would have been $300. So if I would have lost this trade, I probably would have been down $400. But most likely I wouldn't have let it go all the way down there, because if I'm in heavy, I'll put my stop around right down below the zone, like 40-50 ticks. So I only would have been down 150 most likely. I wouldn't have let it go to 100 ticks because it had to have moved up from here. So with this trade, it was also a good trade. The same trade, see, I'm just getting out, getting back in, taking me out. You get what I'm saying? So just keep taking the opportunity, you know. So with that, you got to know how to balance it out. You not, if it doesn't move and it's just consolidating, because if this is what you call consolidation, if it would have just kept consolidating, you should know when to stop trading after you take your 3 trades. Like I have a 3 trade maximum. Sometimes I go 4 or 5, break my rules here and there. Like today, I broke my rules. I went in, but I explained that. So you just gotta know when to stop, okay? So I went in, right, and ended up making that profit. So was this a good trade? Yes, a great trade. I took the trade because of the 4-hour AOI again. So 3 times I'm trying it out till it works. Okay, I added to my size and made profits. Point. Great trade management. Okay, violations, none. Cookies, great trade execution. Point. It was also a good trade, you know. Now, no, there are violations on this trade, because this trade right here, I could have kept holding it because it was time to move. Because see, after this, it just shot up. I could have made way more money. I could have been up $600, almost $900 after the next 5-minute candle. But I was scared, okay? So there is a violation on them. So violation is, I should have kept holding the trade after selling half of my contracts. So I should have sold after selling half of my contracts and moving my stop loss to break even. Okay, so what I should have did, I was in 6 contracts. I went in 6 contracts. Soon as it went back, I went in, added, clicked the bag, 1, 2, 3. So added to my contracts, right? 2 contracts, 2 contracts, 2 contracts, and it just shot up. So what I should have did after I made that was sell 3 contracts, and I would have made $150, got the money that I was down, right? And made an extra whatever that is, $45, and let the trade, other 3 contracts kept running until it hit this zone at least, because I would have probably got out fully at this zone, and that would have been an extra, what, 256 ticks. So that would have been at least, like, I would have made more money, probably around like 450 or more, right? So no, way more than that, because 200 ticks, 3 contracts, that's $150. So I could have been up around like 500, 450, 500 around now on this trade, okay? So bad. So the rating for this trade is a 3. Cookies, great trade execution. Simple. Okay. Okay. So that's a 3. I'm giving that a 3 because I could have made so much money because it kept going all day. Okay. It just kept shooting up. But knowing me, I would have only played it from zone to zone. I wouldn't have kept holding it to that zone. But after it closed above here, that was a retest. That would have been another trade, which is not the other trade I took. This trade, so this was around 944, right? My last trade, I went in 4 contracts. I remember this one in the shorts after the AOI a little later. So after these 3 trades, I was on the Discord. I told the Discord we're done. We stopped trading, and I'm just sitting there looking at the chart, like just seeing the move, and intuition got the best of me. Okay, so you have to be disciplined. I lose it sometimes. Okay, I weren't supposed to go in this trade. Okay, but I was already up $187. Why? Because FOMO. I didn't want to miss out. I wanted to trade. I was forcing myself, but I lost the battle, which is not good. So this trade, it should not count. It should not count, but we're just gonna look at it. This was a bad trade, so I'm automatically giving this a half a star. A half a star. 1 second. It's a half a star. Shouldn't have took this trade. Okay. I made $132. It was a sale. I went in the shorts, 4 contracts. Okay. So 25.756. I remember it was this AOI right here. 25. So look. So let's look at this trade. Okay. So okay, this is the trade right here. This was the 4-hour AOI, okay? Well, this is a video of me requesting $20,000 from Apex Trader Funder. So let's get to it. So if you look right here, I have 10 accounts currently, and they are all sitting at. Okay, so this was the trade. Look, at 25.756 was the entry, right? What happened? This 5-minute came here, closed below it, 25.765, right? And what I do, I went in the sales right here. So let's delete this one and grab the sales. 25.756. Right? Now, what would I have been risking on this trade with 4 contracts? Probably up here, 100 ticks, probably just up there. If it would have came now, I would have lost 200, and I only aimed for 100 ticks because as soon as I only really aimed for 50 ticks. So I wasn't supposed to take this trade. I was already going through the mental challenge in my head, like, you're not supposed to take this trade. What if you lose? Woo, woo. So I wasn't confident in the trade, and I just got out at 50 ticks. So 50 ticks with 4 contracts is $100 around now. So it was more than $100. So around 110 ticks or something like that, right? Because around 50 something ticks, around 50 to 55 or 60 ticks, okay? Around now with 4 contracts, because 100 ticks with 4 contracts is $200, okay? So I didn't want to I took the trade. I lost the battle with my demon. My greed got the best of me. FOMO. I went in the trade, got lucky, made $132 and got out because I was down a little because I got in a little early. So at a point I was down around $40, $50, okay, and I was only up 187 on the day. So that would have made me mad. If I would have lost this trade, I would have gambled, kept trading until I make the money back. I know I would have, okay? So thankfully it worked out. I shouldn't have took that trade, even though it was an AOI and it kept working out. It would have kept going, right? I would have been sitting right there for a minute. Oh, I would have lost this trade. I would have lost this trade. So I got in around her. So that's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, around 30. For 30 minutes for it to hit at least 200 ticks. So that would have made me have around 400, 380, 350 around now, right? So that would have took me 30 minutes, and I definitely weren't going to sit there for 30 minutes. So it was consolidating a little because they already made this big move. Market have to breathe sometimes. So made this big move, it had to breathe a little, because if you look at this move, let's just say from here, that's 500 ticks. More than 500 ticks. So with 2 contracts, that's $500. With 4 contracts, that's what? You do the math. Hey, I'm good at math. I just don't be having time to calculate. Like, don't make me show you all my math books. Pre-calculus, algebra, calculus books. I got all type of math books. So I'm not a dumbass math person, okay? I just don't have time to do no calculation for you. Do your own calculations. You know, 1 contract, 100 ticks is $50. 2 contracts, 100 ticks is $100. Do the math. Okay? So, yeah. Not trying to be disrespectful. So, this trade, why did you take it? Rejection. Took this trade because of the rejection. And I'm not saying I'm the smartest math person either. I'm not great at math and that good, but I know math. Just saying. I'm not saying I'm the greatest math. I'm not Richard Feynman, okay? I took this trade because of the rejection of the 4-hour AOI. Simple. Violations. I don't even want to. Violations. I shouldn't have taken this trade. Period. I let my emotions get the best of me. I lost the battle. Cookies? No. Ain't get no cookies. Simple. I ain't getting no cookies. Not lucky. Well, every trade is luck. You just have to manage your risk and follow your rules. Okay? Alright. That's it. So, January 6, 2026, trade analysis. Okay? That's it. So, walked away with $314 with 4 trades, made $314 on each account for 10 accounts, which is an estimate. Some accounts, this account made $314, the other 9 made around $350, $330. It's different. They all don't have the same numbers, okay? So I just put $3,140, but it's actually more. So great day. Got to rate them. Did I rate all of them? Okay, so 5 star. Also, no, it's a 5 star. Okay. My first 2 trades, even though they were losses, 5 stars. Well, the first one break even, the other one a loss, 5 star. Third trade, made money. What is it? A 3 star. Wait, why did I give it a 3-point star? Violation. I should have kept holding the trade. Yep. Okay. And last one, half a star. Okay. So 314 on a day. That's it. Have a good day.